What is up, guys? It is AJ from MMA Experts, and we are talking about the UFC Fight Night card between Derek Lewis and Alexei Oleinik. Very exciting. I cannot wait for it. Let's get into it. Let me first get a sip of this water. All right, let's first check out the undercard. If you guys are not interested in that, you can fast forward to the main card, but there's a lot of fun fights on the undercard. Now, Ali El Quazi takes on Irwin Rivera. Let me pull up the tail of the tape here. Rivera, the shorter guy, the reach is not available for Al-Quazi. I got Al-Quazi winning this fight, even though he is a slight underdog here. I think he gets it done by a unanimous decision. He's a bit better than his opponent on the ground. Will use that grappling to his advantage and win this one here. I'm sorry that I'm spamming the screen so much. Just trying to find a good spot for it. All right. But yeah, you can tell right there, 8-3, 9-5, plus 160 underdog to the minus 200 favorite. I got the underdog in this one, Ali Al-Quazi. He's going to win this one here. Should be a fun one, though. Cannot wait for it. Now, moving up, Youssef Zalal and Peter Barrett. Peter Barrett from Massachusetts represent. Got to respect the dude from Mass, being from Mass originally myself. But I'm not going to be picking Peter Barrett. I think that Zalal definitely wins this fight. I think he takes a very good and dominant unanimous decision. I think he looks very technical out there. I just think he's got more tools than Peter Barrett. He's also 10 years younger, which is a substantial thing. Has a 2-inch reach advantage, 1-inch height advantage. Gonna be a good one. Zalal winning this one. I'm excited for it. Gonna be fun. The Boston native. Hopefully he comes out and gives at least a good scrap for the Bostonians, but I don't think he wins it here in the featherweight division in his debut against someone as good as Zalal. Now, moving up, Justin Jaynes, who's coming off a very quick knockout of Frank Camacho. He takes on Gavin Tucker here. Gavin Tucker was out for a while, but came back with a win recently. The opponent, I guess we got to click on his page because I can't remember the name, was a win over Seong Woo Choi. Now, Justin Jaynes, very impressive. Look at that knockout, 41 seconds against Frank Camacho. I think Jaynes has this fight. If you look at the record, you see decision win over Sam Sicilia, and then the loss to Rick Glenn, and then the win. So he's 2-1 in the UFC, but since 2017, he's fought three times. 2017 included, he's fought 3 times. That's not active. Justin Jaynes knocks him out. I got Justin Jaynes in the first round by knockout. He has this fight. Also has a 1.5-inch reach advantage. Now, Andrew Sanchez versus Wellington Turman. Should be a fun one here. Andrew Sanchez, Ultimate Fighter veteran. Wellington Turman, a guy that's looked decent, beat Marcus Perez. You see the underdog status for Sanchez there at a plus 130, the minus 160. I'm riding with the older guy, actually, in Andrew Sanchez here. The 24-year-old Turman is good, but I think he needs a bit of work. I'm picking Sanchez, unanimous decision win. I just think he has a little bit more tools. Now, Nasrat Haqparast versus Alex Munoz. This is a fun one here. Alex Munoz beat Nick Newell, the one-arm fighter on Dana White's Contender Series. Kind of sucked for fans of Nick Newell seeing him lose, especially when he was so close to the UFC, but shit happens. Nasrat, only 24 years of age, almost 25 actually now. He'll be almost 25 in a week after the fight. For his opponent, 30 years old for Munoz. I have Nasrat winning this fight. As long as he can fend off Alex Munoz's takedown attack, I think he has this fight. He's a better striker, more power. I got him winning. I'm going to pick a unanimous decision, but I could also see a knockout. Munoz, though, undefeated, Team Alpha male member, so he is a guy to watch out for, but I'm riding with TriStar Gym here, and I got the moderate favorite at minus 265, Nasrat, beating the plus 205 underdog Alex Munoz in this one. Moving up, Kevin Holland and Joaquin Buckley. Buckley actually was a veteran of Bellator. I went back and watched his Bellator fights. He's 26 years old to the 27-year-old Holland, so similar age difference. Huge reach advantage right off the bat, I'm going to tell you for Holland. Look at that, 8-inch reach advantage, 5-inch height advantage. Holland is working this kid. I got him second-round knockout. Could also see a submission. Quickly, let's click on Joaquin Buckley just so you guys can get a little insight of who he is. So he fought in Bellator, lost a decision to Logan Storley, but also has wins in Bellator. Did lose to Jackie Ghosh as well. Let's see who Jackie Ghosh is, just out of curiosity. He's 8-3 now, so it's not like he's undefeated. He was fighting LFA, and then Joaquin Buckley, I guess, beat him in the rematch. So, hey, let's give him some credit there. Yep, yeah, what am I talking about? Joaquin, yeah, he beat Jackie Ghosh in the rematch, and then he's getting a shot in the UFC. So, he avenged that loss, but he did lose to Logan Storley. Logan Storley, decent fighter. I'm riding with Kevin Holland all day here. I just think he's got this fight. You look at Holland, you look at his last fight, 39 seconds over Anthony Hernandez. I was very impressed by that one. I got Holland here. Now, moving up towards this fight here, Tim Means versus Laureano Starpoli to close out the prelims. Should be a fun one. Starpoli can strike really well. Tim Means is a good mixed martial artist, but I don't think he has the striking level of Starpoli here. Let's quickly pull this up. You got a minus 145 favorite for Starpoli to the plus 115 underdog in Tim Means. I'm riding with the favorite here. Even though he is an inch shorter, he does have a decent reach disadvantage, minus 3.5 inches. So, I mean, the Dirty Bird's got 1 inch in height and 3.5 inches of reach, but I think the kicking game of Laureano is really going to help him here. I think he'll use his kicks. He'll keep Tim Means off him. I got him winning a decision, though. I don't think he knocks Tim Means out, even though he could. If you look at Starpoli, though, I believe he's had 3 fights in the octagon, 2 wins by decision, 1 loss, and Muslim Salikov's a tough guy. Thiago Alves he beat, that's a big win. Tim Means also beat Thiago Alves recently, quickly submitted him, knockout loss to Nico Price before that, and then submitted by Daniel Rodriguez. He was also rocked a bit by Rodriguez. I'm riding with Starpoli. I just think he's the guy to do it. I think he takes this fight. He is the favorite. He wins it here. Let's move to the main card now. Beneil Dariush and Scott Holtzman. Beneil Dariush is pretty good. I know he's lost some fights, but he's really skilled, and he could be a top guy without a doubt. He's just got to get some fights winning. I mean, he's won 4 straight. If he makes it 5 straight, I see him getting a guy in the top 15 in the next 100%. Now, Scott Holtzman win over Jim Miller in his last bout. Let me quickly pull up Scott Holtzman here. Scott Holtzman beat Jim Miller. Before that, he beat Don Huma, but has a loss to Nick Lentz in there, which in my opinion is not that great. But 3-fight win streak before that, lost to Josh Emmett, Cody Pfister, Andrew Dober, he fought and lost to. So he's been in the UFC since 2016, actually, excuse me, 2015. Has worked his way to a big fight here against Beneil Dariush. In my opinion, truly the biggest of his career. Jim Miller's big, but Beneil Dariush defeated Jim Miller a couple years back. You see the wins here, 4 straight. Has the win over Thiago Moyes, submission of Drew Dober, Frank Camacho victory, and the Drakkar close win. I got our dude, Beneil Dariush. I think he's got it. I just think he pulls it off. I'm going to go second round submission. I just think he's a bit more versatile. As long as he doesn't get cracked by a big punch and put to sleep, I see him winning this fight. For Yana Kunitskaya versus Julija Stoliarenko. Should be a fun one. 135. Excuse me. Stoliarenko fought in Lethwei. If you don't know what Lethwei is, you should look it up. It's insane. It's bare knuckle Muay Thai pretty much, but with headbutts, and they look for the kill a lot more. You can't win decisions. If it goes the distance, 6 rounds, I believe, it's a draw. So you need a knockout. So it's pretty savage stuff. She fought there and won there. So I'm impressed by that. For Yana Kunitskaya, she fought Chris Cyborg, I believe. She also coming off a loss against Aspen Ladd. I have Julija here. I think she wins it by a unanimous decision. In her last fight, she was in a bloody war, legitimate bloody. I'm not British, so I don't mean bloody in the way the Brits talk about. I mean bloodbath of a fight, back and forth battle. I think she beats Yana here by a unanimous decision or a split even. I just see it going the distance and her winning in a back and forth fight. Should be a lot of fun. She's a plus 180 underdog to the minus 230 favorite. I am riding with the younger underdog here who also has the half-inch reach advantage. Shouldn't really play a factor, though. I think they'll be in the pocket exchanging, hopefully for a lot of it. Should be a fun one. Now, Darren Stewart, Maki Pitolo. Maki Pitolo made his debut, I'll be honest, fairly recently. I believe he lost his debut. Yeah, he lost his debut against Callum Potter, but he looked good against Charles Byrd in his last fight, which is the first fight I believe that I saw him fight live. And then he also fought in the Dana White's Contender Series. He won quickly there, obviously earning himself a contract. Now, Darren Stewart lost in Cage Warriors in his last fight, even though it was a UFC fight. It was just in Cage Warriors because it was right before the coronavirus pandemic started, and they did that fight in Cage Warriors to give them the fight. You got Bartosz Fabinski who beat him. Bartosz is a good grappler, held him on the ground, and just won the fight by unanimous decision. Beat Deron Winn before that, and Bevan Lewis. Split decision against Edmund Shabazian. Win over Charles Byrd, Eric Spicer. I mean, not a bad resume. I mean, besides the loss to Bartosz, who's a grappler, he's done well. I think that I'm riding with... Nah, you know what? I'm not going to go with Mac. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm almost saying Mackie. No, I'm riding with Darren Stewart here. What am I talking about? Darren Stewart is getting this fight. I got Darren Stewart winning it. I just think that he's a better striker, more explosive striker. I got him here winning a unanimous decision, but I could see a knockout if he lands a big punch because he hits really hard. Now, Chris Weidman, Omari Akhmedov. This is a fun one. I'm actually excited for this one. Chris Weidman has looked kind of like dog shit for a few years. I really hope he steps it up because if he loses this one, I'm calling for his retirement. Not to sound like a dickhead, but at the end of the day, since his first loss, he's won 1 fight. That's not a good look. He was 13-0, now he's 14-5. He needs to get his shit together, or he needs to call it a career. Now, USADA came into play. People have said, oh, maybe that's something to do with it. I'm not saying anything, but it does kind of show, hey, he's gone downhill a lot. USADA came around. Interesting. Interesting is all I'm saying. Just interesting. Now, 36 years old, so he is a bit older. He's not the young guy anymore, taking on the 32-year-old Dagestani Russian in Omari Akhmedov. I still got Weidman winning, though. I'm picking a unanimous decision for Weidman. I think he pulls it off. If he loses here, though, I think call it a career. He should win by knockout. I want to see him beat Omari Akhmedov's ass and look like the Chris Weidman that we once knew. Do I think that happens? No. I'm picking him a decision. I just hope he wins it, because a loss here is going to be devastating for him. It's going to be really bad, and then it's going to be time to call it a career. I really do. But I do think a unanimous decision is fair here. He's taller by 2 inches and has the 5-inch reach advantage. Now, let's get to the main event of the evening. Actually, hold on. Let me quickly go back to the Weidman fight just to look at the odds. Near even. -110, -120. Don't bet on this one unless you're betting on Akhmedov if you really feel like he's going to win, just because Weidman's is so on and off. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable putting money on him. Derek Lewis versus Alexei Oleinik. Derek Lewis, 8 years younger than Alexei Oleinik. Alexei Oleinik is truly an old man in this sport, but he's still a savage. Won his last fight against Fabricio Verdum. Plus 185 underdog to the -235 favorite. I feel like those odds maybe are a little bit farther apart than I would have put myself, just because Alexei Oleinik has legit submission skills. Now, I'm picking Derek Lewis to win the fight. I think he gets a knockout. I'm actually just going to ride with the first round, just give Derek Lewis that respect. I could see Oleinik tapping him, though, without a doubt. If Oleinik gets his back, this is very dangerous. If he gets him against the fence and gets his back, it is very dangerous for Derek Lewis. Now, I hope Lewis can fight it off. I think he will. I like Oleinik too, don't get me wrong, but I would like to see the Black Beast win. He's a fan favorite. I'm picking him by knockout. Haven't been super impressed by his performances. Has had tough fights in his last 2 outs, skimming by with close decisions. Hopefully he gets back on the knockout streak here. Quickly, let me pull up Alexei Oleinik's record, because I know he's been knocked out recently. Walt Harris knocked him out in 12 seconds. Overeem in a minute, or excuse me, Overeem in the first round in 4 minutes, 44 seconds. Curtis Blades did stop him as well. So he has been stopped in the past. I think Derek Lewis is a harder puncher than Walt Harris, without a doubt. Granted, it was a flying knee that landed. I just got to ride with Lewis here. I got to ride with Lewis. Even though he hasn't looked that great recently, I'm riding with Lewis. You see the decision unanimous over Latifi, which could have gone either way, and the split over Ivanov, which was very close. Lewis just went for the kill more against those guys. Granted, they were just trying to grapple, so obviously they give it to Derek. Lost a junior, and a loss to Cormier. I think you're going to see Derek Lewis bounce back with a big win here, gets the knockout, and hopefully sets himself up for a fun big fight. Who knows? Maybe a Francis Ngannou rematch is in the cards. Not thinking he'll win that fight, but I would love to see it. I got Derek Lewis. I got a first-round knockout. I'm riding with first-round knockout. We're saying first round. Quickly, let me pull it back up. -235 favorite, as I mentioned, plus 185. So I would, skip the bet on this one. I really feel like it's just Derek Lewis is a big favorite. If it was a minus even 175 or even a -200, I would consider putting some money on. But -235 for him, he could lose it. I mean, if you got the money to spend, I always say, hey, you can do it. But it's just a little bit tricky to put that much on Derek Lewis against a good grappler. I don't know. I feel like it's a risky bet. I'm not going to do it, but I do have Derek Lewis winning this fight. Should be a fun one, though. It is the UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Oleinik card. I cannot wait for it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know, I do the one video, the per fight video, the one video for each fight, and then I do this big video just covering everything. It's for the people that want to see more content, or the people that just want the quick predictions and don't want to hear super details and stuff like that, and just want to get it all done in one shot. But all right, guys, that is pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, follow my social medias. They're listed down below on the bottom of the screen and in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys soon.